Hey everybody, we're about 2.5 weeks away from the release of The Perils of Girlhood, and I wanted to take a minute and talk to you a little bit about writing difficult things. I ran into a friend recently who read an early copy of the book, and she complimented me on how brave the book is. And the rest of the day I couldn't stop thinking about that word, brave, and its relationship to the word courage. And despite the fact that I did write about some challenging things in the book, it doesn't mean that was actually easy. So I'd like to share with you a little bit about an essay called The Telling. This appeared in Hippocampus magazine earlier this spring, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the choices that I made. The Telling is about a date that I went on my junior year of high school when I asked a boy I didn't know very well to a dance. We'd only exchanged a handful of words since we arrived, and when Nothing Compares to You blasted from the speakers, nearly every couple flooded the dance floor, and I found myself next to Gideon. I didn't want to look at him, to see the confirmation I knew would be there. He didn't want anything to do with me. The truth pierced, and the air inside me further dribbled out. As we swayed, I lifted a hand from the back of Gideon's button-down shirt to smooth the velvet at my waist, smooth as a baby's skin. Beside me, a girl tucked her head beneath her boyfriend's chin. I didn't have the boyfriend, but I had the dress. When the dance was over, a whole group of us shuffled out of the hall, the crunch of taffeta and lace, the click-clack of heels. Some people were talking about an after-party at a hotel in Harvey, and as we worked on plans, my anxieties returning, I replayed the asking, "You mean you didn't even know him? I can't believe you. That's hilarious." I saw myself smiling, standing in the school parking lot saying, "I don't know you, but do you want to go to Turnabout?" I felt a small fist of pride in my boldness, only the story wasn't enough to absorb the hollowness that permeated the inside of Gideon's car, some long, leaned thing that after the dance ended, drove me to a hotel in Harvey, the one right off I-80-94. Someone rented several rooms and filled a bathtub with cans of beer and ice. One room held a keg, and the guys took turns filling red tumblers, handing out foamy cups. After arriving at the hotel, I lost track of him, which relieved me in some way. I stood in a circle with my friends from the swim team and had to tip my cup nearly all the way back before tasting beer. So many of us from the dance were jammed together in that room, sidestepping the beds. Several of the girls discarded their heels in a corner pile. I kept mine on, afraid of snagging my new nylons. Gideon appeared. Did I seek him out, or had he come up to me, spied me from across the room, maybe ready to finally talk? "What classes do you like in school? Are you having a good time? Do you want another beer?" The alcohol loosened the unease in my belly, and I grinned at him without willing myself to do so. And then it was just the two of us, and we were in an altogether different place, the hotel room, as quiet as a can of soup. So obviously, you can kind of get the sense in the mood there that that scene is not going to go well. And something that I want to say when you're writing difficult things is it's not easy. So you kind of have to take care of yourself. Something that I did when writing and even editing that piece is I took a lot of breaks. I took walks, I take time and even pet my dog. I also used a timer. Sometimes I would simply set a timer for 20-30 minutes, work on a specific scene in that essay for that amount of time, and then when the timer rang, I would step away. I also allowed myself to be messy and just kind of get an initial draft on the page. There's no reason why you have to understand why you're writing what you're doing at first blush. You simply have to trust yourself and in your intuition to get that story on the page. The other thing that I did was I really rooted myself in a place. You can see right there, first we're at a school dance, then we're at a hotel room in Harvey, and later in another room. So if you can really ground yourself in place, it allows you to kind of look around and see more maybe than you knew. So obviously I was returning to a moment from the past, but by inserting myself in a specific place and time, I was able to really look around the room, take note of the light, for instance, even feel Gideon's shirt, or notice the song by Sinead O'Connor. So all of those ways that I tapped into my senses helped me tell the story, and rather just fixating on the event, I was able to kind of create the mood and consider that there was more to be unearthed. Really allow yourself to go deep, as frightening as that sometimes can be. With that first draft, and maybe with the whole draft that you end up creating, you're only writing for you. If I had considered what my parents or friends or siblings or my own kids would say in reading that piece, I never would have written it. The other thing that you can consider doing to kind of take a step back is to bring a little research into that moment in time. I didn't use much research in that piece, but I could have returned to, what was the weather like that day? What were some of the current events that were occurring? What other songs were popular at the time? That would again help me kind of move beyond just my experience and would provide a little bit of a balm. Ultimately, when you're writing difficult things, the experience is yours and yours alone. I think our culture is often encouraging us to come to a quick conclusion or a quick fix. This is what I learned, this is what I realized. And I encourage you to be messy. Let the experience be yours and tell it the way that that feels most honest to you. Good luck. Just a reminder again, The Perils of Girlhood is out in 2.5 weeks. I would so appreciate your pre-orders, and if you do pre-order the book, I'm offering a free memoir writing workshop. You can simply send me a copy of that receipt. You can learn more about this at my website, and I hope you check it out. Have a great day. Bye.